Alright, hey y'all, Noah Clark here again, owner of CMC Social Media. This video has been made very straightforward. I'm very excited for it personally. We're diving into part 1 of our brand breakdown series, where every Wednesday I'll dive into a brand that I like and spotlight what they're doing well, what they can improve on, and then dive into their actual marketing strategy across the board, from the actual site itself, via CRO, the actual organic strategy as well, via Instagram and TikTok. Then go into the actual paid media strategy and dive into what they're doing as far as, again, marketing via Facebook ads inside the Facebook ad library here. I'm doing this primarily to showcase more marketing knowledge, and also, if you're a brand owner or marketer as well, give you some tips and ideas you can apply to your business to get better results going forward. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Part 1. Let's do it. Welcome back. Let's get into it then. So today's brand can be a very cool one here. Barney, or known as Barney Bed. It's going to be a dog bed company, as you can see. So I saw this brand initially from a Facebook ad, honestly. You know the thing about me, I've had dogs my entire life, and I grew up having anything from like a Labrador to a little Maltese and even 2 German Shepherds. So I saw this brand initially via a Facebook ad because I was intrigued by an ad that I saw that involved a big old Great Dane laying on a bed, and I was super intrigued by it because, again, I've had dogs my entire life, and I was wondering, like, oh my gosh, how it was like having a dog that big inside the house and having to buy a bed for it. So, I mentioned earlier in the intro, I'll go over essentially the marketing across the board, from the actual site itself and CRO to the Instagram account and TikTok account, and then go over the actual Facebook ads as well and dive into that and see how that does. So first things first, the marketing message has been pretty straightforward, again, across the board. You'll notice that primarily with this brand and this line of products, they're very unique in the way they present it, because I've noticed that when it comes to, well, let's just say for the majority of brands that I speak to or interact with, they always lead off with like the offer, the product itself, first and foremost, at all times, honestly. But for this brand, in particular with the actual dog beds, you'll notice that the biggest sell here isn't even quite the bed itself. It kind of blends into the background. To me personally, what I notice the most is just the wide variety of dogs they have on this imagery and all their marketing and Facebook ads and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. The marketing is really about just showcasing the dog, and the bed is just a way to supplement what you're planning on using it for. Because you'll notice that when it comes to most brands, the first thing you see on a page like this, diving to the website now, comes down to essentially a welcome offer. I recommend usually having some type of bundle or kit, something that actually drives home that this is like the best seller, this is what you need to go ahead and get, and this represents the brand as the first touch point. But with their brand, hear me out here, they're doing a lot of their marketing by not having that at all. And instead of having just, all right, here's the bed, and here's this type of dog, this type of dog, this type of dog, just a variety of dogs around all over the place, using it, interacting with it, and just kind of living in it as you would expect. And even looking at the site now, there's not really an actual option here. Like, I don't see a kit or a bundle. Instead of, they're actually kind of having, they have a 10% off offer right here, which is for new customers. But from what I'm seeing here, there's nothing that would actually drive me to make a conversion just yet. And I imagine this is happening because of one reason. It's very easy to present an offer when we have a good understanding of the interests and the actual demographic of your audience. If I like basketballs or sports, for example, it's very easy to make a kit or a bundle that drives home to me. And you can do the same thing for someone else who likes basketball and sports, that kind of thing. You can have socks, you can have shoes, you can have a bundle, a kit, whatever it's going to be. But for a dog, you're not really selling towards the dog itself, you're selling towards the consumer. And the consumer itself could have a number of demographics, right? They could have any number of interests. You could have 5 people that love basketball, but one has a Maltese and the next one has a Great Dane. Like, it's hard to have an offer specific enough to fit the right person off first touch point. So instead of leaning into the offer itself and the product itself, they're instead just giving you a wide variety and letting you go through the process, as you'll see in the site, go down the process of qualifying yourself, and then seeing the dog that matches your dog, and then saying, all right, now I want to buy it. So let's get right into it then. So there's no welcome offer besides this right here, 10% off. But as you scroll down, you're going to see a number of things that are very intriguing. Number 1 is going to be of course, the luxury orthopedic dog bed. Just more value adds here. Then the actual featured on section of like an NPC, use it today. And then you're going to have like 4 all paws, large and small. Here's where it gets interesting. Because here we're introducing, instead of having the offer again right here, we're going to be seeing a lot more detail about, all right, here's the variety of what you can expect. Here's small beds, medium beds, large beds, extra large beds, double XL beds. You're going to see a variety of beds from all dogs, different shapes, sizes, breeds, whatever it's going to be. You're being drawn in. You're convincing yourself as you walk through this that, all right, this bed's working for a dog of this big. This is the one that I saw, and this can definitely work for my dog as I get deeper into it. But you keep scrolling, and all of a sudden you're going to run into 5-star reviews, which is really cool here. You're going to run into a golden retriever, which is not a golden retriever. You're going to run into these review section, where there's going to be a number of people. These ladies here are going to have their pets in the imagery, which is beautiful. It's really cute, and it kind of reinforces it even more. And you're going to see that, all right, it's good for this size, and it worked out what I bought it for. It served its purpose. It didn't flatten. It worked out really well. My dog loved it. That kind of thing. The main thing is they get you hooked in by showcasing the dog, so you kind of convince yourself, and then they lead you down the path to showcase. All right, here's all the value products that actually add all the value add-ons that adds to the product itself. You keep going on. You can see more detail by mentioning the size guide, where instead of it just being the actual size of the bed, this is leading to the actual size of the dog, and it's showcasing. All right, if you have a Pomeranian or a breed as the Pomeranian Chihuahua, get the small bed. If you have a Pit Bull Terrier or a Schnauzer, get the large bed. That kind of thing. So as you scroll down, you're going to see that, all right, they're positioning it to the point where you need to convince yourself again that this is right for my dog, and then you'll kind of go ahead and go down the pathway and then buy into it. And at the very end of it, you're going to run into the actual email option here, which again is very intriguing why it's down here and not the very front. So I didn't see it pop up initially from Barney. But again, I have a theory on this. I'll kind of dive into it a bit deeper. But for now, let's look at this has been the home page. It's very solid, very straightforward. Loved it. It served its purpose. Now let's kind of go through the next product page and see what they're offering here. Dive into it. So let's say I'm Noah Clark and I want to buy myself an actual large bed for my German Shepherds. 2 of them, in fact. Moving on to the product page here. First thing you'll notice is that I'll wait here, then do one little scroll. And what I'll run into in a second here, there it is. There it is. So it's going to showcase this right here. And remember how I said there was no pop-up for the actual 10% off or welcome offer? Instead, they're doing it on the page that you selected, which is first time seeing this, and I love it because they're getting more intricate data. Because the problem that I posed initially at the very beginning of this actual conversation was that, hey, you don't know what kind of dog I have until I tell you. So don't have the offer in the front, have it towards the middle once I've already qualified myself. I selected a large bed for my German Shepherd. So now it says, it's like, all right, you have a large bed, when to expect it. And what's happening now is I'm come here and put my name in here, put it in an email, show it, but I'll put it in an email as well. And what's happening is that either their Clavia or their backend email software is now categorizing and segmenting me into a certain audience, more than likely, that showcases that, hey, Noah has a large dog. Only send him things involving a large dog unless he says otherwise based on some other kind of marketing or other kind of media. Show him only the large beds and our large offers for this kind of person because he has this kind of dog. Because I've opted into the large dog sequence right here. So that's very cool. So along with that, I didn't mention earlier, but the low rates and fast shipping, free shipping, this is really great. Real estate for the announcement bar, that's really good as well. Then we come to the actual product page here. Again, you have your large dogs here, showcasing that. As you scroll down, you run into the actual, I might move that later on, but see the large Barney bed, watch as your dog relaxes into gentle coziness, good copy. Then you dive into this right here, which I'm super excited for because this is a quote. And I learned this from Ezra Firestone, actually. He loves doing this on his sites, but this is really cool to try out, guys, where you have just a quote either right above your actual product buy section right here, or the middle as I have it right here, where they just kind of just showcase that, all right, more validation because whoever Simon G is, they love this product and they get 5 stars. So just adding more subliminal marketing behind the scenes, which is really good. Keep scrolling here, and then you run into the actual size kit, which again, what comes first? The dog, not the bed. Showcasing that, all right, you have a dog and it's 38 inches long. Let's go ahead and showcase that you have a Pit Bull Terrier, Labrador Husky, Vizia. This bed will work for that dog, and then it showcases the actual breed, giving you more detail. Then it goes into the dimension of the actual product itself, which I love as well. Then some more value adds here. Fast free shipping, 3-day no sag guarantee, which is unique to their product, I assume, because no other guarantee has to involve no sag. So that's really cool here. Then you have your actual frequently bought together, which is a boucle cover, the spare cover, as well as waterproofing, of course, because dogs pee the bed. That's what they do sometimes, just in case. So you have that in there. Option selection for different pricing. So in case you want to move off of it, you can do it here as well. In case you have a bigger dog, you want to buy someone for a smaller dog, for example. They've already got your email, so they don't care at that point. They're just ready to kind of move forward. So the next thing we'll run into, as you scroll down, you run into the You'll Love the Barney bed. And this section right here is all about more value add. Again, I might want to move that in the future because it's kind of getting in the way here. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Value add section. So 1,000 to 5-star reviews, quality guarantee, easy to clean, no simply. These are all great angles. These are all great value add sections. Layers of orthopedic and scratch free. So what they're doing now is basically just whatever you've already kind of gone through the funnel, right? You've chosen the dog that you like, that you have. You've chosen the bed that you want as far as the sizing. Now, any and all objections you may have, they're going through and looking to actually address them inside the copy of this section right here. That's what they're doing right now, and I love it. So scratch free, love it. First step, this first sleep, never zag again. So any objections you may have, as soon as the questions people gave them in the FAQ that they had complaints or concerns about, they're just addressing it on the product page right here, reinforcing this product is right for you. More detail here. Then you have your actual, hygiene checks here, care and washing, shipping, warranty, returns and exchanges, and then of course you have another section that's all about this. And this is dynamic too. I think this changed from last time. It's another testimonial, which is really cool as well. Then of course you have your email opt-in one more time in case you can do it earlier, and then basically that's the entire product page. So it's very unique, and I love it honestly because it does a great job in showcasing that. All right, this dog bed is right for you. You've chosen the right selection. Now, any problems you have, go ahead and check out the rest of this page, and hopefully we can convince you otherwise to go ahead and buy the products. So that's been the actual product section. Let's go ahead and dive into their actual organic marketing next up. Let's do it. All right, let's talk organic then. I have their IG in front of me right now, and they have about 39,000 followers currently. Along with this, I would say their main strategy so far, good copy here, great charity option there as well. But in terms of the actual content strategy, they're doing what a lot of people are doing currently, which is a combination of static images, and a bunch of real content, literally back and forth, like I suggest, honestly, all the time. Because TikTok has taken over the world, as you probably know by now, so Reels has become a very much a staple in their organic strategy with Instagram. So they're doing combination. But what makes them unique, of course, comes down to their product offering and their demographic. See how it's just dogs, and more dogs? That's likely because, of course, their main marketing strategy, again, is the same across the board. Their strategy is to just show you a wide variety of dogs in a very clean and a very minimalist type of style here, super aesthetic. And they want you to showcase exactly, all right, if you have a golden retriever, if you have a little Maltese, or I think this is a Saint Bernard, they want you to be able to clearly envision yourself with the products and allow you to kind of clearly see, all right, here's how it looks, here's how it holds up, and I can imagine myself having this as part of my home as well. And that's the marketing strategy across the board, to show you a bunch of different types of dogs and make it very clear this product is very cute, very aesthetic, and will fit in well. And also, of course, the dogs themselves love it. That's the idea. And that's the marketing strategy they have for IG currently, to again be very minimalist and be very aesthetic with the content going back and forth between Reels and statics. But I think TikTok's a bit different for them. With TikTok, it's a chance for them to be a little bit more silly, honestly, to have a little more fun with it instead of just being pure aesthetics. They can have like a dog in a police car, that kind of thing. So let's see in the situation here. They've gone deep with their own TikTok strategy, doing a bit of behind the scenes content here. This is a showcase, I think, of the actual installation of the product. I think it's just for the waterproofing for dogs pee and that kind of thing. The waterproofing here, and a bit more on the actual design front. So with TikTok, their strategy is a lot less about the aesthetics of the brand, and more just about having fun and showcasing the human side of it. Because most of the time on this section with IG, it's dogs first, people second, and of course, like here, it's a bit the same kind of concept, but they're having a bit more fun behind the scenes because you get to see more about people behind who's making your product, like who's packing it, who's delivering it. I think it's also a female-owned brand, in which case that's incredible too. But as far as how this is structured, it's very clear that they're going with a lot more of an aesthetic approach on IG, and then leading into a lot more playful, interactive approach with the actual, oh god, a cat, that's rare, a lot more playful approach when it comes to the actual TikTok. So that's been their actual organic marketing strategy. Again, have fun with it. And let's talk about the actual paid media now. Let's get into that. All right, hey yo, so let's talk about paid media now. Time for the fun part. So essentially what I saw from their ad account so far, at least from the actual Facebook ad library, that the current ad strategy is a bit standard at the moment. They're only doing essentially carousels, and they're only doing static images at the moment. And it's been very solid for them so far. They're running, this is a newer batch from the 30th, and this one's been running since the 10th, for example. So I would say they might want to do a bit more creative testing as a whole, but I assume there could be a strategy could be built around the concept of retargeting only, or retargeting people who interact with the brand from other places, for example. It could be the strategy, but they're running it this way. But to make the current ads better, I recommend for sure trying out more of the actual video content, because they had such a great plethora and just a great collection of great video content from this right here. We saw a couple of these as well as this one with like the Saint Bernard here. This was a really cool video. So these kind of videos are very interesting and very intriguing, and they do a great job at telling a story. And this lady has her dog here, she's hanging out with her dog. It's really cool. So I love the idea of having that via video and then taking all those variations and just cutting them up into different ad angles. And as a call to action, I love the idea of them taking what we saw initially from, again, the large bed brand here, where we saw they had the quality guaranteed, easy to clean, scratch friendly, love it first sleep. These are all angles that could potentially take and run as part of their actual offers, you know? So like as far as their ads, and they have these offers put in place for the dog beds, depending on what is leads, you could easily just have one of these videos, like with the actual Saint Bernard, and then position an angle, a variation of an angle around love at first sleep. That's perfect actually, love at first sleep, and then you show that video, do a bit of cutting up and editing, and then boom, you got a good ad angle there. Do the same thing over and over and again, iterate on what works, and then again, just go from there. So as far as how to improve it, I definitely think that's a good way of doing it. Just take what works so far. Hopefully this is doing well for them as far as retargeting, or they're doing it for cold audiences, that's fun too. But try out some of their other videos, try these out. Add in some kind of call to action and just let it run, because their brand has done an amazing job so far, so I think it'll be successful here as well. And that's paid media. That's a wrap then for the first episode. That's going to be Barney in a nutshell, basically. I love what I saw from this brand, and I love what I've seen from their actual team. They seem like great people as well. And the product itself seems solid and amazing. If I had a dog at the moment, I definitely would consider buying this one, because I love what I've seen. I think the main takeaways are going to be they have great positioning with the product on their site. I love their organic marketing strategy, and for paid media, just try out more variations, honestly. You've done great so far at everything else, so just give it a try in terms of making call to actions and different angle variations to scale your brand up from there. And it should be a great job. I love what I've seen, so that's basically all I have for you guys today. So new videos every Wednesday and Friday. Stay tuned for more. I look forward to doing more of these, and talk to you guys very soon.